Our program is a voluntary-based program. You're referred, we review your case. If you're approved, we offer you a spot in the program. Before you come into the mental health court, we have a contract that you read over that explains what your obligations will be, that you will be held accountable if you do not uphold any of the obligations, if you do not take your medication, do not attend a doctor's appointment, do not report to probation, do not come to court, if you stay out past curfew, if you violate any of the conditions, they know ahead of time that this is what could possibly and will happen. So they are informed before coming in of what's expected of them and what we will help them accomplish on the same end. We meet with them before they come into the program. If they're in jail, we go into the jail, sit down with them, explain to them, give them a calendar showing them what their days are going to be like. This is what your treatment schedule is. This is where you have to report. It's what you have to do. Tell them what we expect from them, and then we inform them how we can help them.
We also have been working with our local detention center for a long time, and that relationship has been vitally important for us. Our mental health center actually provides some services in the jail, primarily assessment, crisis management, referring to a psychiatrist there. But what that's allowed us to do is use that information, the information concerning just their jail management system, who's in jail, what they're in jail for, are they on psych meds, what meds are they on, as a referral source to our court. So we don't always have to wait for a person to be referred by a public defender or a solicitor. We can be more proactive in identifying who we think we might be able to help. So that's been huge.
What I do when I have a issue with a mental health client that would be good for mental health court, we put them through the problem-solving court application. The first screener is always the defense attorney. We have the most contact with the client. And when we're speaking with the client, we ask them questions about their mental health status, whether their background, how they grew up, those kinds of things. When discussing with a client about whether or not they're appropriate for the mental health court, and to ensure that they have informed consent, that they know what they're getting into, and that they understand the issues that are going to come up in mental health court. As a felony attorney, a lot of times my clients don't have a lot of choices. They understand that they're charged with a serious felony, that they could possibly be going to prison, and this is a diversion from prison, and that this may be something that saves them from having to go to prison. When we have an evaluation from a healthcare professional or a mental health professional that indicates that this person needs outpatient treatment, that this person could benefit from counseling, and could also benefit from medication management type issues. Those things all come into play, and when we lay it all out for the client in a way that the client understands that they usually understand that they need treatment. They usually understand that they have mental health issues, and they usually understand that they have done something to put them in the criminal realm, and that in order to get out of that criminal realm, they have to follow the rules. And so part of following the rules is possibly going into mental health court.
Privacy is an important part of what we do in mental health court. We are discussing clients on a pretty intimate level. We're talking about their day-to-day functioning, what they're doing, how they're responding to treatment. And so it's really important that we keep that private and confidential and respect their rights.
One of the questions, of course, is how much supervision and how frequently do participants need to come before the judge, because it's expensive, it's time-consuming, and not everyone needs to come as often as others do. Each mental health court needs to decide what their optimal dose is. In most cases, it's frequently at first to see if people are complying, loosening the leash a little bit to see if they can continue to comply on their own, pulling it in a little bit when they don't. But there's really no research to suggest that more is necessarily better or that less is necessarily dangerous. It really, again, is very idiosyncratic to the court or to the individual being supervised. And in looking at this analytically, it's very tough. If someone has many court dates, does that mean they're doing well? Or if they have few court dates, is it because they haven't shown up or they haven't been found? Or are they in the hospital? Are they in jail? Or are they in prison? And if the mental health courts don't keep those data, there's no way to answer that question. They need to keep the data of scheduled court dates, whether they showed up, whether they were keeping their treatment appointments, whether they were complying. Should be part of the ongoing data collection for the courts.
They come to graduation. All the participants do. We have many treatment providers that come. Both of our judges speak. Then we have a keynote speaker who presents and talks to the graduating class. And then each graduate comes up and is rewarded with, they get a certificate, as well as a printout of all of their lifetime mugshots to see how much they've changed before entering the court and where they are now. And they're all invited to give a speech or what the court's meant to them, what they've benefited from, any advice to current participants. All of our current participants are required to attend graduation.
Our most recent graduation, we graduated 5. So we had a packed house. We were super excited because our congressman was our keynote speaker. So we gave each graduate 6 invitations and they pass them out to whoever they want. We had a packed house. It was standing room only. The judge came up and did their opening remarks, and we listed out all the program requirements so that everybody in the audience knows the challenges that each graduate has risen to over the years. Judge Friesman then, together with Judge Fowler, gives them their certificates and mugshots, as Amanda was mentioning. And then each graduate comes up and speaks. We also have recently started our alumni program. So our alum president came up and invited all of the graduates to become part of the alum program. Afterwards, we do have a reception. We buy lots and lots and lots of food. We buy cake, subs, and vegetable trays, and all kinds of different things, and we do that because we want to. Often this population doesn't graduate from very much in their life, and this is like the first time they're graduating.